At first glance, the mg300 and mg101 look almost the same. I would like to explain as many of the differences between the two as I can think of. This time we are comparing the following firmware versions. Looking at the specifications of each, the mg101 has new latency figures listed. This value has the same performance as the mg400. Since the mg101 is a later model, we expect improved sound quality, but is it actually like that? Let's listen to the difference in sound between the two models. What did you think of the sound of both models? I felt that the mg101 had better sound resolution. Since the latency has now been newly indicated, it feels like the response has improved. The mg101 can also be used with batteries. The mg300's output terminal also doubles as a phone connector, but the mg101 has both terminals. The mg101's phone jack is a 4-pole jack, so you can use headphones with a microphone. It can be used for live streaming using a smartphone. The USB for the mg300 is micro B and for the mg101 is Type C. The mg300 has angular corners while the mg101 has rounded corners. The mg300 pedal have rubber on them, but the mg101 pedal do not. The mg300 foot switches are of standard size, but the mg101 ones are large and easy to step on even without shoes. It's also easy to press 2 foot switches at the same time to activate the tuner. The mg101's display is larger and has improved visibility. The mg101 also displays parameters numerically, making them easy to set. The microphone positions are also clearly indicated. Basically, the buttons and knobs of the mg101 follow the same format as the mg300, but there are some changes. The select knob is used differently when switching effect blocks on and off. On the mg300, the effect is turned off when the select knob is turned all the way to the left. The mg101 can be turned on and off by pressing the select knob. A page button has been added to mg101. The mg300 switches pages using the parameter knob. On the mg101, you can switch pages using the page button. The mg300 has a master volume, but the mg101 has no master volume. The mg101's volume is adjusted using the global EQ in the global settings. You can adjust the phone and output separately. The number of IR user slots has been increased to 12 in mg101. The mg101 has a shorter looper recording time, but allows for stereo recording. The mg300 offers 2 screen formats, while the mg101 only has 1. The tuner display format is different between the mg300 and mg101, so I think it's a matter of personal preference. The mg300 does not have an IR block, but the mg101 does. The mg300 allowed you to switch the modulation position to either before or after the amp. In mg101 the noise gate position has been changed to the beginning. The mg300 can instantly move from the first effect block to the last effect block. The mg101 cannot instantly move from the first effect block to the last effect block. In mg101 you can choose the location of the patch level block either pre or post. The mg300 only adjusts the patch level. Basically, the mg101 follows the effect model of the mg300, but there are some slight changes. Each has one noise gate. A rose comp has been added as a compressor. Distortion includes katana and red fuzz. The pitch bender has been discontinued and replaced with a touch wah. The guitar amp remains unchanged at 25. The mg300 has a bass amp added in firmware version 4. The mg300 has an acoustic amplifier added in firmware version 3. The guitar IR remains unchanged at 25. The mg300's firmware version 4 adds 3 new bass IRs. The mg300's firmware version 3 adds 2 new acoustic IRs. The mg101 has a 10-band equalizer added. SCH1 has been added for modulation. Phi delay has been added for delay. Shimmer has been added to the reverb. let's review some of the key differences we've seen so far. The mg101 can be used with headphones with a microphone, making it ideal for live streaming using a smartphone. It also has volume adjustments for mic, AUX, and USB audio. Since the mg101 is a later model, I think the sound quality is improved. Since the specifications state that there is latency, I think response has improved. I also felt that the resolution of the sound had improved. I have also posted a video comparing the sound of the mg300 and mg101 with the same settings, so please feel free to take a look. The mg101 does not have a master volume. In the global settings section, use the global EQ to adjust the levels of the phones and outputs. It all depends on how you feel about this extra step, but for example, once you set the volume of your phone, you don't change it that often, so I've come to think that it's fine as it is. The mg101 can also be powered by batteries, which is useful when there is a problem with the adapter or when using outdoors. The mg300 also has bass and acoustic amps/IRs. This is a great feature for those who also play the bass. It is possible that the mg101 will be added in a future firmware update. Finally, there is something I would like to mention that is common to both the mg300 and mg101. That is, when you turn on the wah, the volume goes up. I wish there was a level adjustment function to make the volume equal when the sound is on and off. The above is about the differences between mg300 and mg101. Thank you for watching.